Okay, so I'm just going to try to walk you through this quickly. Now, when I opened this, there were actually two things. So the one I sent you might look like this. You can just grab right here, drag that down, make it a little bigger. Okay, now I want to get rid of the red. So what I'm going to do, right now you'll notice there's two squares here. The top one, that black, is the color I'm using. The bottom one that's white currently is sort of the background color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and make my background red by right clicking that. Left click will change my regular color, which doesn't matter right now because I'm working on the background. So right click will change the background color, as you can kind of see it changing right there. So right click on the red. I'm already on my select tool, that's good. Now I'm going to barely go bigger than my picture, my image. I'm going to come here, select the whole thing, drag this down a little bit, and I'm going to come over here and make sure this is on transparent. Boom. You'll notice, so what it does is it makes everything red show up as transparent, like I'm working on a red background. Normally we're working on white background, we view white as clear, but in this case it lets me select what I'm doing. So I'm going to go paint fill, make that white again. Okay, now same thing. This time I'm going to use gray. I'm not sure which gray I used, but instead of guessing and doing it multiple times, I can go to this dropper, pick that color, come over here. Now again, to select it as a background, I'm going to right click. Instead of left click would select it, as you can see right there, went to my main color. I don't want it as my main color, I want it as my background. Pick that up on the background with a right click. And see, even if I'll go back to black as my main color, because that doesn't matter right now. Come back up, barely select the area bigger than what I need. Move that back up out of the way. You'll notice the wolf disappeared because the gray was clear. I don't know why it's zooming in and out, but I apologize for that. Okay, so here's my chart. Now the easiest way to do this is, alright, let's say you want to start 2 over and 2 up. Or well, the third one over third one. Let's say you want to leave 2 spaces here, 2 spaces here. Then it's just left click, left click, left click, left click. All I'm doing is just left clicking in each area. Actually, usually I do the 2 corners first, so I can just kind of get on a roll and know where I'm starting and stopping. So move along through there, so on and so forth. You know, if you want it to be double wide, which I think what we did on the new gray one, you know, so on and so forth. You just essentially you're just going to click and choose each one that you want. By left clicking. And if you accidentally, let's say, I didn't mean to do that one. Once again, if I want to make it my background color, which I should be working with white now, right click there, excuse me, I left clicked it first. Alright, if I want to use my background color, I can just paint fill there and with a right click, and it'll automatically use the background color. So it's a good rule of thumb to remember always that the right click automatically triggers like the background color. And I don't know how much room I'm going to have, and that's something that you can tinker with later. But here's a good example too. Let's say I got all the way down to the end and I needed space for another letter. I'll zoom in a little bit so we can really see what I'm doing. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, so here, let me finish the E just for good measure. Actually, I'll show you here too. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to select, and I'm going to copy this F. Control C, Control V. That's copy and paste on every program, but so I'm gonna fit that in nicely right there. Get the paint bucket back out and finish up the F to look like an E. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing here again. Sort of recycle my letters. Control CV. Alright, so I'm doing fearless, so I need this to be an A, but I've got a lot of work done on it already, so it's a lot easier to use it than to make a new one. Alright, I'm going to right click here, right click here. That helps me create the points. Now I'm just left clicking on all these other ones. Those are right clicks. Okay, so as you can see, the whole word probably won't fit there. So what I'm going to do is go back up to my select, and basically this is how I would do it. I want to move every letter over one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, since I'm moving it left, I want to select the left edge of that E. But I want to include an extra bar to the right. And that'll make a lot more sense to the end, like we were doing the whole word. Actually, I did that wrong. I'm sorry. Same thing. Select that. Include an extra bar to the right. And this is why. When I Control C, Control V, right now it's on clear, as you can see. Alright, so when I go to put it back in here, if you'll notice, it's trying to make my letter extra wide. See how this is 3 rows thick instead of 2, or 3 columns thick, I'm sorry. Now I'm erasing it, but because I've included this extra row here, the little ends of the E aren't sticking out anymore. So same thing here, when I want to move the A, I'm going to include an extra row or an extra column to the right, so that when I paste it over the A, and actually you can see here there's still more A sticking out. That's okay, because I would cover that up with the R as I keep going, but at least now it's not blending into the side of my A and throwing me off. But that's a quick tutorial, and that should help you a good bit.